Is it possible to inadvertently ruin a game by being too considerate? Hi, I'm Chaz Marler from Pair of Dice Paradise, and every time I attend a board game convention or local event where people bring their own games from home to be played, there is always one question that I hear asked that day. As a player grabs for a deck of cards belonging to someone else's game, they will ask that game's owner, do you have a preference in how your cards are shuffled? A riffle shuffle? Or overhand? It's an understandable common courtesy, as some people feel that riffle shuffling puts unnecessary extra wear and tear on a game's cards. And if riffle shuffling is nixed, the most common method of shuffling used instead seems to be the overhand shuffle. Problem solved, right? The owner and their game are treated with respect, and the cards all get shuffled up. But does overhand shuffling really randomize the cards as well as riffle shuffling? Is the problem really solved, or have we just replaced one issue with another? Well, according to Stanford University mathematician Percy Diakonis, on average, after 7 riffle shuffles, a standard deck of 52 playing cards has more possible permutations than there are particles in the universe. Riffle shuffling may theoretically put more strain on the cards, but you gotta admit, that's pretty well randomized. By comparison, to achieve the same level of randomization using the overhand method, the cards would need to be shuffled roughly 10,000 times. If each overhand shuffle action takes, say, half a second to complete, the deck would still need to be overhand shuffled for nearly 1.5 hours in order to achieve the same level of randomness achieved with just 7 riffle shuffles. So, if comparing the randomness to property damage ratio of the two methods of shuffling in that respect, well, then riffle shuffles starts to seem like actually the less destructive option. Now, of course, there is one wild card, pardon the pun, which would be to use a completely different method of shuffling altogether. For example, there is a certain friend of mine who shall remain nameless in order to protect his identity, who shuffles by dealing the cards into several little piles. Little piles which I'll call Connell clusters. Oh, it drives me crazy, because that's not random. That's not even shuffling the cards. It's simply redistributing them into little piles that are merely slightly organized into different, slightly less predictable patterns. But it's not random. You're just, you're just, you know what? You just give me the deck. Just hand it to me and let me. Ugh! And therefore, that is why, for the sake of my own sanity, I have chosen to exclude Connell clusters off of this list of shuffling methods which I am discussing today. But there are also other viable methods of shuffling, each with their own pros and cons. So, which method of shuffling do you find provides you with the best compromise between randomization and wear and tear on the deck? Riffle shuffling, overhand shuffling, or another method? In the comments below, let me know your top priority when it comes to shuffling cards. Randomization or component longevity? We'll call these little piles Connell clusters. No, better yet, we'll call them little Marty mountains. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, that should get the point across while still protecting his identity.